Hello and welcome to today's Submit Your Questions segment. So I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm actually excited about today's session. I'm doing dreams today, okay? And I'm just going to jump right on in because the dreams can be very detailed and long and I don't want it to run too long. So before actually I start, I do have to mention dreams. This is how the spirit realm, your subconscious mind, so your higher self, speaks to you through your dreams. Okay, so if you are someone who says, I don't dream, because I've actually heard some people say this, I don't dream, I don't dream. Now, you do dream, however, you just have no recollection of it at all, that you believe in your waking life. You believe that you don't dream, but you actually do dream. Every time we sleep, we're in a whole nother realm and we're experiencing other things. Now, what this may mean, okay, and this is not a judgment, this is simply an observation. What it could mean if you don't remember your dreams to the extent that you say that you don't dream, it may mean that your waking life, you're so involved in so much things that you've come detached from your own inspiration, your own passion, basically your own dreams, your own purpose, from things that give you life, things that give you inspiration. So this could be like your own creativity. You have become so entrenched in the everyday life, right? And doing things to make sure you survive, your survival needs, right? Making sure you can pay your bills, you can put food on the table, you can take care of those who depend on you. You become so entrenched in that you have become detached from your own dreams, your own passion, your own inspiration. So when you're sleeping and you go into the spirit realm, you go into your subconscious, that's like a whole different world that you have detached from. So even though you go into that space when you sleep, when you wake up, you're so involved in the 3D realm that doesn't exist. So that may be a reason why you feel like you don't dream. Now, there are others, and this is probably the biggest group, like I dream but I can't remember it. It'll leave me. Like I'll remember it and then it leaves me. So this means that you're connecting to your other sides, like to the other realm, to your subconscious mind. But sometimes you get lost in your 3D needs. So it's like you haven't totally disconnected from your dreams. Every once in a while, you'll sit down and you'll have that feeling like, oh, one day I'll have this, one day this will happen, or this is on my bucket list, and one day I'll reach that goal. But when you get into the everyday life, that side of you kind of just relaxes and takes a back seat. So it's like you still have something that you want and you dream of, but every once in a while you feel like you have to get to real life, right? Real life in quotations. You have to focus on what's important. You have to focus on making sure you're able to live and survive. So you will let your dreams, your passions be on the back burner while you take care of things that that's occupying your 3D life. So this is like, you know how when you get started into something, right? You're so motivated about something, you have a passion, you have an idea. This happens, for example, people in politics, like I want to change what's happening in my local community. You know, the ones that are in charge, the ones that are in power, they're not actually helping the little people. They're not really taking care of all of the little voices, the ones that really matter. They're not listening to us. So this may be someone's passion as to why they want to get into politics. Right? I want to be the one that goes in and changes things to where I actually listen to the constituents and I pay attention to the local community and what they're saying. And I'm going to make the changes that are going to be helpful for the little people. And then that person gets into politics and then they are, I guess you can say, tempted by the same thing that tempted everyone else who got into it. And then their whole vision changes. And it's no longer about the little people. Now it's about staying in power. It's about making more money. So this is when people start taking bribes, or they start taking large amount of money to push a certain agenda versus listening to the little people. It's like you started with one idea, but when you got in, other things changed. Like your motives changed because the situation changed once you got the power. Once you got the power, you started getting a lot of calls and emails and offers and opportunities, and you couldn't turn them down. And then your passion changed. So this is what I mean by, okay, you have the dream, you have the passion, but then when you're in it, it changes. So these people, they may not be in touch with their dreams. They've lost their original motive. They've lost their intention, and they're now disconnected from what they truly inspired to do. And this is that disconnect. This is when you may not actually, you get detached from your dreams because you're no longer in your authentic self or the authentic reason you started this thing, right? I feel like I'm getting long-winded. So that's what I'm saying here. People have a certain dream. You have a certain reason why you want to do something. And then when you wake up, you lose the passion that you had in the spirit realm, in the subconscious. And now you're in the real world and you're making decisions with your mind versus your heart. So this is how you can kind of get detached from your dreams. And this is why sometimes you can't remember your dreams. And this is why sometimes you feel like you don't dream. Now, there's some who remembers their dream. They dream and they remember their dream. And this is usually someone who's probably more in the creative arts, right? Music, writing, instruments, or singing, or painting, something that's in the creative arts, something where you are required to go within to draw out something, to manifest something, right? The painting, the singing is coming from within, the dancing, all of those things. Anything that is of the creative arts, if you are involved in those on a daily basis, right, you may find yourself remembering your dreams stronger than those who are not involved in creative arts. And this is why they tell you, become more involved in what you're passionate about. As you do this, you will find that you will remember your dreams more because you're more in touch with that realm. The subconscious realm is more of the arts, right? This is theater. This is everything else I listed. Anything that, drama, even acting, all of those things. Those people will find that they will have more dreams and remember them. Now, I'm saying this to say the importance of living your passion, your inspiration. You find that you will, it will give you more access into the spirit realm because you're more in touch with your own spirit. Okay, so let's get into the dreams that came through. The first one is from JB, and it says, I dreamed I was walking down a main street in my neighborhood. A car pulled up beside me and it was my ex, so I got in. He had this blank look about him. His head was straight forward. His face had no emotion, yet I'm sitting sideways and staring straight at him, eager-like. He then says, she wants the dishes I gave you. I'm thinking, what dishes? Because I don't remember him giving me any dishes. Then he says, her grandmother died and they were supposed to go to her aunt. Now I'm really confused in my mind because I'm trying to rationalize what he's saying. But my excitement to see him is overshadowing my ability to register his words. So then he stops at the corner where I used to live. I tell him I don't live there anymore. He continues to drive again and finally turns his head and looks at me, stone-faced, looking deeply into my eyes and asks, "Do you want this to work?" Of course, I eagerly say yes. Then he looks forward again without any change in expression, and inside my head, I'm thinking, calm down, you're too excited, and maybe that's why he doesn't believe you. So I reply again, very calm like, yes, I want this to work. He turned and looked at me again. His eyes were somewhat of a relaxed state, yet questioning. He pulled up to my residence, and I hopped out of the car, leaving the home door open, thinking he would be following me, and went into my kitchen, looked underneath the counter where I keep my crock pot and air fryer, and would you believe it, there were a set of white porcelain bakeware, 3-piece to be exact. The bottom one was a deep oval dish that you could pick up on both sides. The dish inside that was a circular dish with depth, also made so that you could pick up from both sides, and the third one was almost a mini bowl without sides. Not only was I shocked to find the dishes he'd mentioned in stating she wants the dishes he gave me, I was confused even more so when I realized he was behind me. He'd never even come inside. That's the dream. So now I'm woke in real life and trying to figure out the meaning of this dream. First thing I asked was why in the heck would he be telling me she, clearly another woman, wants something he gave me, as if it's hers to ask him to ask me for. Then, what does her grandmother being dead and them being passed on to her aunt have to do with me? Lastly, why did he ask me, do I want this to work? Then, him taking me to my home and me actually going to look for the dishes, then finding them. So confused by all of this, I looked up what cookware represents. It's time and patience. What does this mean? Okay, so this is quite a symbolic meaning for you. So it feels like this person, your ex, he is not in this place where he's emotionally available. Okay. If anything, he's learning his emotions through you. So him coming by and he stops. Now he's in your neighborhood, which lets me know that he's wondering about what you're doing. So there's a part of him that wants to still be close to you. He still wants to be in your environment. He wants to be a part of your life. He's in the neighborhood and he pulls up beside you, and his head is straight forward with no emotion. You just get in the car. He doesn't even have to tell you anything, which lets me know that you're just ready to take him back no matter how he comes. If he shows up, you're going to jump in and just take him back. And he's looking straight ahead. You are sideways looking at him. So you're ready to give to him. He's still emotionally unavailable to you. He's straightforward, stone cold. Now, the women in this dream is you. It's symbolic of you. It's representative of you. It's almost like you open up his ability to feel, or at least you have him starting to feel. Before you, he may have been just living life totally in the rational way, right? No emotions. But when he met you, you have him in his feelings. So he's coming to you for the dishes. You don't think you have them. So there's something he gave you in the relationship and you still are not aware that he gave it to you. And that's he's now starting to actually feel for you, but he's still denying it. That's why he's straightforward. So he's telling you that you have him in his feelings and he's coming to you because he wants them back. Now, truly, what he's really saying is, you make me feel, and I'm not ready to feel. So give it back to me. Give me back what I gave you. All right. So he's questioning himself emotionally right now. So he may be going through something in his life that's causing him to question his feelings. So there may be actually another woman or another person that he's involved with, and he's not getting the same feeling with her that he got with you. So he's coming back to you to say, give me back what I gave you. Now, the fact that you're unaware that he gave this to you is also telling, right? It's almost like the two of you are playing polar opposite roles to each other. You're helping him feel, he's helping you be able to realize. It's almost like get out of your feelings and start to rationalize what was happening with him. You seem to be just ready to jump all in and to just be open freely with no boundaries and let him in. You even walked into the house and you left the door open. Like you're leaving a wide open door with no boundaries. So it's almost like he feels like he can come back and you would just take him instantly, which is why he just pulled up and he knew you would get in the car, which is what you did. Now, the dishes, it represents different things. There's 3 dishes, and if you can see, they're layered. So it's telling you, yes, there's layers to this. So even the meaning you looked up, yes, time and patience. This is going to take time. This is one of those things that it's going to take time for both of you to realize what's happened here. So you may have been in separation and you may still be in separation, and it's going to take some time and some experiences for him. If you look how the mom is not showing up, but there's a lateral removal and a horizontal removal. He's discussing grandmother and aunt, but not mother. So the aunt is connected to him through his mom. The grandmother is connected to him through his mom. So this is some kind of some type of generational thing. And it's removed. He's not able to see that it's coming from who it's coming from. He's recognizing the energies that are removed from the actual source. So there's something here about not really getting to the root of it yet. So yes, this will take time. I want to keep going. You told him you don't live there anymore. So just know he's checking on you. He's wondering about you. He's trying to guess what's going on with you. There's a lot that has changed for you that he doesn't know about, and he does wonder. Okay, and that's why you had to tell him you don't live there. He looked at you and said, do you want this to work? He wants what you want. He just don't know how to express it, and he doesn't know what that looks like. He's not even sure he can give it to you. He's out of touch with it. He's not ready for a relationship. According to this dream, he's telling you he's not ready, but he wants it deep inside. So it's almost like something is happening within him to show him, I yearn for this emotional connection. I just don't know what it is, and I don't know how to even start to do this. I don't even know if I can give it to her. So he's coming to you back. He wants his safe zone back. Give me back these dishes. Okay, there's an oval one. There's a circular one. There's a mini one. The oval one was very deep. You have got him deep in his emotion. The circular one, if you see, it has no edges. So there's like no way to define it. It just keeps going on and on. So it's like, this is undefinable for him. He has no idea what's going on with his emotions right now. He's coming back for it. He's coming to you and saying, give it back to me. It's almost like he wants to be able to go back to having relationships with feminine in his life where he doesn't care. But after experiencing you, he's now caring. So he's like, what has happened to me? I want to go back to the way I was. You are the reason he's changed emotionally. So he's coming to you, give me back my dishes. You don't know you have it. You don't know the effect you had on him. But he's telling you the effect that you had on him. You change him emotionally. Okay, now, he asks you if you want this to work, and you're eagerly, yes. This is you not having any boundaries and with him, because you're so emotionally attached to him. So you're all in emotionally with him. And there's nothing wrong with that, but this is saying that he feels like he can come back and take back what he gave you. And you would just give it to him, which you did. So there's something here about him needing firm, like a firm person, a firm feminine energy to get him to where he can balance his emotions. You are not that, at least not yet. So he may attract that through someone else because he wants that balance. He's not going to get it from you because you just give it. You're just too freely with it. And this is the purpose of, this is how we balance our polar opposites, our masculine and feminine. There needs to be a firmness. There needs to be healthy boundaries. And the feminine energy is what sets that. Once the feminine energy sets boundaries, everything changes. So if you're not at that space where even though you want something, you can recognize it's not within the best interest of either you or the other person, and you set a boundary to create some kind of balance with it, it would just be a total imbalance, disharmony. Okay? Now, you say you go in and you found the dishes, 3 to be exact, you were surprised. Listen, this is actually trying to tell you, hey, you have more of an effect on him than you realize, and they're trying to tell you this so that you can understand your own power within the situation. Okay, I was confused even more because I realized he was behind me, but he never came inside. Oh, he's there. He's still in your energy. He never left. He's still there. And you are ready to just take, it's like if he were to come back into your life, you guys would experience the same exact thing because there's still no firm boundaries. Okay? And that's the dream. So you woke up and the first thing, why is he telling me she? She is another energy in his waking life, but she is symbolically you. Okay. He knows that there's something you want. He can't give it to you. At the same time, he has actually stepped into that energy by interacting with you, so he knows you have it. So whoever he's experiencing right now in his waking life wants love, wants emotion. He can't give it to her. You have it. You woke that part of him up. So in his waking life, he's not having any kind of satisfaction when it comes emotionally. And this is how the masculine energy, whoever plays that energy, this is how the masculine will start to wake up their own emotions. Or let's just say this is when they start opening up their heart chakra. When they meet someone who changes how they see relationships. And that's what you put, that's the role you played. Now, after you, he can't go back to the simply physical type of connection anymore. He can't do that. You've woken up where now he connects that physical connection with the emotional connection. So now he's wanting both together. So he's coming to you for it because he knows that you're the one that woke him up. So there's something here with his mom that he's not even realizing. He's not ready to even accept because he's connecting it to grandmother and aunt. So mom is the common denominator. And there's something that should be put towards his mom, but it's going to grandmother. I don't know if he blames the women in his life for certain things that's happened, but there's something of healing. There's something he needs to heal around his family, his relationship with the feminine energy, and it's stemming from his mom. And it feels like he does some kind of blame game and he doesn't know who to blame. Something is displaced here when it comes to his emotions. It's not, he has not gotten to the root of it yet, okay? And then him taking me home and me actually going to look for the dish and find it. Yes, that is what this whole message is about, really. He feels like you're home for him, okay? So there's something that you did. You're not aware that you did it. He knows you did it. Every time he tries to connect with another feminine, he's comparing them to you. You are home. He took you home to find those dishes. He wants deeply to go back to where he didn't have these issues when it comes to him and the feminine, but you woke something up and he's coming to you to give him back, but it's not something that can be undone. It's already been done. So he's maybe going through some type of awakening, and this will take some time and patience. And that's what the cookware mean when you looked it up. And literally, yes, this will take time, years maybe. You know, a lot of different experiences with different feminine energies. He's going through where he's finding himself and he's allowing himself to love without judging or blaming the feminine energy. So that's what I'm getting here. But he's emotionally unavailable, and he will continuously be emotionally unavailable until he deals with whatever this is with his mother. Okay? And that's what I'm getting with this message. All right. I hope that was helpful. Okay, I'm getting to pull a few cards here to see what advice they have for you concerning this situation. He attracted you in this lifetime because he was ready to do this work. Something about him is, it's like, questioning whether or not he's ready for this. Okay, message for JB. Any advice concerning this dream? All right, let's see what we get. Yes, there's some type of past life connection that the two of you have. So this is not your first lifetime with him. He has some inner child healing to do, 6 of Cups. So there's something with his mother, something in the past that he went through when he was a child here. So I don't know, the way the mother was absent from the message, I don't know if his mother was absent from his life when he was growing up. Okay, this connection is not ready at all. He's not going to be able to give you any kind of, when it comes to emotion, love, he has nothing to give. He is emotionally empty. Okay, Ace of Cups in reverse. Very telling. Hangman is also in reverse. Is this deck in reverse? No, it's not. They're trying to get you to move forward. Don't keep yourself stuck waiting for him. This is a no-go. If you do try with him, you will see that it goes nowhere. So they're trying to get you moving forward. The epiphany, you may have already realized this. The epiphany should have already come to you, and you should have already moved on from him. I don't know. I feel like this is a message from the past. I know you sent this. When did you send this? I don't see the date. December 6th. Wow, yeah. So it's been a long time since you sent this. So a lot may have happened since you sent in this. So they're moving you on. You should be on to other things. Right? Anything else? Strength. It's going to take a lot of strength for you to move on. Yeah, they're moving you on. I feel like it might be hard. Your connection with him was strong. I mean, with the Six of Cups as your first card is definitely very telling. Okay, yeah. This may be something that really occupies your mind quite a bit. And it might have really, really drained you emotionally. I mean, the Ace of Cups in reverse is above it. I mean, Three of Cups here tells me this is like a soul reunion that you're dealing with. And who knows, in the future, it might come back together. They just don't want you waiting for it with the Hangman in reverse. They don't want you putting your life on hold waiting. But there is there's a reunion here. It may be 3 years or more. I feel like everything is happening exactly how it's supposed to in this situation. But they don't want you hanging around waiting. Live your life, go out, meet new people, enjoy your connection with others. It's that kind of energy. They want you to kind of, continue to move on and don't let yourself sit and overthink this. Okay? All right. So that's that. I'm going to do another one. Let me see here. Oh. This dream, I have not read through it yet. So it looks like it's from the same person, JB. Okay, so it says, oh my gosh, I have to know what this dream means. Okay, so I'm standing in this house, in the hallway, like adjacent to a kitchen, and it's dark with a light barley radiating at the end of this hallway. I'm standing in front of a bedroom door where the light from the television is illuminating the room. There was a man and a woman laying in the bed naked. The lady has her head laid on the man's chest, settling in comfort while her hand gently glides across his chest. Her eyes are closed though. The man is stroking this woman's hair as his eyes are locked onto the TV. I'm standing in the hallway watching in silence, taking in every detail. Yet it's as if they can't see me, but I see them. The man is staring at the television. However, he's not really watching it. He's thinking a lot, while the woman is realized and content. I don't know if this is realized or relaxed, but it says the woman is realized and content. Their moods don't match because she can't see his thoughts, just his touch. I continue to gaze even more because I recognize the man. His profile is of the man that I'm in love with. Just as my eye began to try and fine-tune in on this woman, out of the darkness, I can hear a female cousin of mine talking to me. I turned in her direction as she approached, but quickly stepped out of the doorway. Now the female cousin and myself are standing in the area where the light was radiating from some ways down the hall. she said to me, "What are you doing up? You should be asleep." And as she was talking, I glanced behind her at the doorway I was standing in, which was now dark. Even though I could see inside the bedroom anymore, even though I could see inside the bedroom anymore, or I couldn't see. Okay, I think you meant even though I couldn't see inside the bedroom anymore, I could hear his thoughts. Through the darkness, his eyes were listening to us. He was nervous. I come into the room. He didn't know what I'd say or do. He also didn't want this lady to see me. He wanted to stay hidden in the darkness. My attention then went back to the cousin, which, by the way, both his and my cousin, just on opposite sides of relative line. The female cousin then says, "We all came here for the wedding." Then we both walked down into the darkness. Moments later, my goodness, this dream is really interesting. Moments later, but actually seemed like the next day, because I was standing in the room with high ceilings and colored glass windows and antiques like furnitures and things like a castle, like church. And there's these women, one in front of me. Okay, so for this dream, I'm gonna table it because I'm getting so much. So the cousin is representing some kind of link for the two of you. He's still not wanting to show his feelings to you, but he's not connecting with the people that he's with. You are still on his mind, but he's trying to hide it in the darkness. But he may ask your cousin about you. Like, that may be his only connection to you right now, where he's asking the cousin about you. The cousin seems to be some kind of link for the two of you. He's not connecting with the people that he's with. You should be asleep. You could hear his thoughts. His eyes were listening to you. He doesn't want the other people to know about you. He may act like he's never been in love, but he's trying to understand his own emotions. We all came here for the wedding. A wedding can represent like some type of death, like a transformation, like a major change. Moments later, but actually seemed like the next day, because I'm standing in the room with high ceilings and colored glass windows with antique-like furniture and things, like a castle, like a church. And there's these women, one in front of me, to the left of me, to the right side of me. They're making sure this dress I'm in fits like a glove. I could only see a glimpse of my top half. It kind of sparkled, shimmered like jewels on it. My hair was perfectly pinned up. Makeup was flawless, jewelry beautiful. And at the moment I realized the wedding the cousin spoke of was mine. Okay. You're going through a transformation here with him. So even with the advice that just came through, you don't want to put your life on hold. They're trying to get you to really allow it to be what it is in the moment and move on. So I'm standing there looking straight ahead, no expression, while these ladies make a fuss over this dress fitting me to the very T. It's like they want it to fit you perfectly. And as if I was looking through a double mirror, I see this old lady walk from up the hallway. The room on that side looked as if the sun had not risen yet, but the feeling was that it was late 5 a.m., early 6-ish in the morning. I continued to be fussed over on my side. Which was light with the daylight and stained glass windows. So you're kind of in the dark when it comes to him. You're not seeing his purpose in your life. That's why everything, you see it, but some part of you refuses it, right? So at first you start off with all this light. And then you can see him with another woman, and then you can see that they're disconnected. Like what he's focused on is not what she's, like they're not connected emotionally. It's just a physical thing. And then it goes dark. And then your cousin comes in. And your cousin represents the link between the two. So it's like both of you are wondering about each other, but you guys have no idea. But there's something about you that actually knows the truth. And if you actually see it for what it is, you go through a transformation. That transformation will involve you having to let him go. That's when the death happens for you. That's when the sun rises, 5 a.m., 6 in the morning. And then I continued to be fussed over on my side, which was light, with the daylight and stained glass windows. Yeah, this is when you can see clearly. Stained glass windows, daylight. This is when everything is bright. Yet, I still never made a sound, nor stopped looking forward. You're still focused on the same thing, even though it's being shown to you brightly. So now this old lady, whom was slightly slouched, looking all of the late 60s, so she looked like she's in her late 60s, seemed to be getting herself ready to leave for work as she talked herself through what she was looking for, had to do today, and whatnot. She had a slight grin of satisfaction on her face. My mind is confused by what I'm even witnessing. What could this be? The lady I seen in bed with this man, she's so old looking. She didn't appear to look this aged as I looked on the night before. Something is aging with you. This old lady is you. It's like you can watch your life pass you by and not realize it, waiting for him. So it's almost like a warning where this could be the death of you if you don't see it happening. Like if you don't realize that this connection can keep you waiting your whole life for him. And your whole life can pass you by just waiting. And one day you'll just look and you'll be an old lady still waiting for this man. And then I could suddenly see his face in the darkness and hear his thoughts as if I teleported into where he was. He was relieved the lady was about to leave. He was also dissatisfied with what he was doing, as if he's living a lie and ashamed of his truth, but can't own or face nor change it. Like he's stuck as a prisoner in a sense. Behind his blank stare, I could see my face. He is you. You're looking at yourself. You can hear his thoughts because it's your thoughts. He is you. You're not recognizing that that's you in the bed and you're watching yourself. You're watching some type of past life of yours where you were playing the role that he's playing now. And right now, you may turn up, you may actually end up becoming like aged and not realize, if you don't get what this is trying to tell you, that you were once him, unattached, not ready to feel or give your love to someone who loved you. In a past life, y'all roles were reversed. Now you're playing the opposite end. Behind his blank stare, I see my face. That's it. Then I wake up and this dream was deep. Yes, this dream was a past life of yours. The two of you are linked. You're not you're not teleporting, and like you are him and he's you. So there's something about not judging him for how he's showing up in your life. Accepting him for who he is, knowing that he has things to deal with on his own. That's the darkness. Don't judge him for what he's going through. He's going through just as much pain as you are. You're just not able to see his perspective. He is unhappy. He's looking for love. You are unhappy. You're looking for love. As if I'm looking through a double mirror. I see this old lady walking up the hallway. You're looking at yourself. The room on that side looked as if the sun had not risen. Yet, the feeling was that it was late 5 a.m., early 6-ish in the morning time. I continued to be fussed over on my side, which was light and daylight and stained glass windows. Yet I never made a sound, nor stopped looking forward. This old lady who was slightly slouched, looking all of late 60s, seemed to be getting herself ready for work, talking herself through the day. She had a slight grin of satisfaction on her face. My mind is confused by what I'm even witnessing. How could this be the lady I seen in the bed with him? She's so old looking. Yeah, the two, okay, so this is a strong tie you have with him. In order to rectify or reconcile with yourself, you have to come to the consensus that what you're experiencing is simply something. It's almost like you just got to accept it. It's something you need to accept here. Unless you can accept what's happening with him, for what it is, no matter how much it hurts. It feels like this will be a continuous cycle. And this is a continuous cycle that the two of you keep going through over and over. You've lived this before. You are the old woman. You lived this before. You are him. You've been him. You are him. You can hear his thoughts. You can see. You are also the one that he's been with, but he doesn't want to love you. You've been all Rose. The cousin says you should be asleep. It's almost like there's a part of you that's still not awakened to something. And people expect you not to wake up from it because you're so deep in the sleep. You should be asleep, but you're waking up. What are you doing up? You should be asleep. That's what she asked you. So there is a part of you that's waking up to what this is. Okay. What else does JB need to know? My goodness, this went long. More for JB, please. Yeah, so once you can find peace in your own independence and love it, and it's like building a healthy relationship with yourself. It's time for self-love here. You're at the brink of something major. The transformation happens when you don't continuously give your heart to something that's not ready to give back to you. Right. You're on hold. You're putting yourself on hold. Okay. It was in reverse before, but when I put it back, I turned it upright. This is like saying you're keeping yourself on hold for this connection until you wake up to it. You have to wake up to what's going on. I feel like you're waking up to it. And that's why these dreams keep coming through. Give me one more. Wow. So this was at the bottom of the deck before. It's like rebuilding a stable foundation for yourself. And moving on. I don't know. I feel like there's things that wasn't said that need to be said here. The way you are currently doing things is unstable. They want you to kind of like restart from the ground up and rebuild for yourself here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is you. It's like you need to pull back. You need to go in and do some inner reflection here. Because it's like, otherwise you find yourself on hold and then your life passing you by. You go from like a young dame to like an older person hunched over. There's something about don't keep yourself on hold because you may have done this in past lives. This time they want you to cut yourself free, go through the transformation. That's the wedding. That's the wedding dress. Transform yourself in this lifetime so that you don't keep repeating the same thing. Give to yourself. 6 of Pentacles. It's like an imbalance. You're ready to give to something that can't give to you yet. Give to yourself. It keeps you on hold. Right. It keeps you in lack. It keeps you not feeling like you have enough. Your first spread was giving you a lot of cups. This spread is giving you a lot of pentacles here. 9, ace, 6, 5, all pentacles. Hermit is earth energy. Also pentacle energy. So this is usually a past life energy. When I see this in a spread, I know someone's dealing with something that predates whatever they're experiencing at that time. It's like looking for an answer, looking for a resolution, looking for something that will make you feel whole again, but you're looking for it through something that can't do it for you. Like it's like it can't fill this void that you have. The only thing that can fill this void is when you go within and give to yourself. So that's the message. They're trying to get you to move on from this. It's not ready. It's going to take time. Okay, almost like it may be taking over your life, this situation. And they're trying to wake you up out of it, snap you out of it. Okay? That's the message. I'm going to let it, let your energy kind of wane off here because it's very heavy. So I wish you the best. I'm very happy that you're connected with yourself to where you're getting these dreams. Your higher self is trying to talk to you here. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.